Alright, truth and love, everybody. It's Christel Laura here with Learning Thyself, and I am here to tell you things I'm learning about myself in hopes and confidence that it helps you along your journey. And many times I got messages. And today's topic is how I used to be transgendered. I used to be a transgender man. I'm not. My hair is not wrapped today. My fucking hair needs some air and sunlight. I mean, shit. I'm tired of wrapping it up just for me to look like a woman, um, wearing tights every day. Tights suck. It all sucks. I'm still exploring what my femininity looks and feels like to me. It's a journey, all right. But I'm gonna talk about I'm gonna talk about my journey and how I got into being transgender. And if the video runs too long, then I might make a part 2 of how I decided to stop. So I'm gonna just hop right in. So when I was a kid, I'd always felt extra masculine. I remember a time when I was jumping on the couch and there was like this cowboy looking hat that we had around the house. I didn't even know where the hell that thing came from. It was weird. But I put it on my head and I was jumping up and down. I was like 5 at the time. And I'm jumping on the couch, the couch I was allowed to jump on. And my mom, she's coming out of the kitchen. She looks at me and I was like, "Look, Mom, I'm a cowboy." She was like, "Well, you're a cowgirl." I'm like, "No, I'm a cowboy." She was like, "No, a cowgirl." And I'm like, "Cowboy." And she was like, "Oh, okay, cowboy, And she just let me continue on thinking it was nothing, And I did stuff like that as a kid. So later on, I want to say, later on meaning like when I was still in high school. When throughout school, I never was the type of person to wear a dress. I didn't like dresses. I didn't like skirts. I didn't like any of that girly shit. I didn't like makeup. I didn't care about my nails being done. I didn't care about none of that. And fast forward to when I was 22 years old. Fast forward when I was 22 years old, I was in the hospital. One of the many times I was hospitalized. And I told my nurse, I said, "I don't think I'm supposed to be a woman. I think I'm supposed to be a man." And, whoa, I just got to download. Sorry, give me a second. I'm getting some past life recollection right now. So she gave me a piece of paper with some information on it for a transgender group for me to go to. And I didn't go, but when I got home, I looked up the information and just started doing crazy amount of research. And I was watching YouTube and I'm looking and I'm like, I'm looking at, other trans men specifically, where they transitioned from female to male. And they seemed really cool with it. They had their surgeries, or some was in the middle of getting their surgeries, or, were on their way to go get it. Talking about, how many weeks on testosterone they were on. And I'm like, this is me. This is me. This is how I feel. This is who I am, right? That's what I said to myself. But before I transitioned, I was 21 when this happened. Because before I did anything physical, everything was spiritual for me first. I was always extremely spiritual. I still am, of course. But I was always spiritual. And I needed to meditate and go inside myself to I needed to meditate, go inside myself to see what was correct for me. And every time I meditated on it, and let me tell you something, the type of person I am, when I do something, I go all in. And when I was practicing my meditation, I got up to about 4 hours meditating in a row. Well, I averaged 2.5 hours long meditations. So I didn't do no bullshit 5-minute, 10-minute meditation with some binaural beats in my ear. I didn't even know about that at the time. I just went inside myself and asked the question, is this right for me? Am I supposed to do this? Yada, yada, yada. And I got the same thing every single time, which was I ended up seeing this big ball of light. It was this huge ball of light, and you guys got to forgive me because every single time while I'm talking about this, I keep getting downloads. I keep seeing things that was not revealed to me before, and there's just so much more to just having been transgendered and then reverting back. On a spiritual level, it is so much deeper, so please bear with me. But I didn't do no quick meditations. I went in for a couple hours at a time, and I wanted to see if it was right for me, and I just kept seeing a ball of light. And you know how people say, go towards the light, go towards the light. Well, now I'm learning that you're really not supposed to go towards the light unless you really want to fucking reincarnate. I'm not coming back to this bitch. but I felt like that was a yes for me. Not knowing better, I just thought that meant yes. And so the next year was when I got my first binder. If you don't know what a binder is, it's imagine like a mesh tank top that you wear to compress the shape of your breasts to make them more flat. And it's tight. It's like corset tight. It's fucked up tight. And it's hard to breathe after that shit. I had to rip a few of them a couple of times just to be able to breathe. And then I ended up going to get my testosterone shots. Now, what happened with that was I went to Philly for that. And my brother came with me. And I've always been the type of person to record. So, like, you know, I was recording his react. We got there early. It was like 40 minutes early. So, you know, we were chilling, you know, whatever. And I'm recording to him. I'm asking him how he feels about me transitioning, whatever. And for him, you know, my family was very supportive. He and my immediate family, very supportive. And I'm grateful that they gave me the chance to explore. But that's a whole nother video. I think I should make a series on this. But it was like 20 minutes before I went to go inside to sign my name, say that I had an appointment, and get my shot. And I was outside, and I stopped recording, and it felt like something was coming out of my body. I was trying to tell my brother, but like I couldn't explain it. Like it was as if a whole fucking part of me was leaving, and I didn't feel right. But I continued on and got my first shot. And yeah, I ended up getting my first shot, and like I said, my voice was already deep, or maybe I didn't say that in this video, but my hormones were already imbalanced anyway. So you know, I took it kind of as an ignorant sign for me to say, oh, well, then I should just go further and drop my voice even more, you know. When my hormones is imbalanced, maybe it's for the whole purpose of me being trans to begin with, which, no. So, to fast forward all that, you know, my voice was getting deeper. I already had facial hair, but I just ended up getting more of it. and I was binding. I was, of course, at first, because I was heavier and I had huge titties, you can tell that, so there was something off about me, in public or whatever. And I eventually, started to slim. I lost quite a bit of weight, looked good, looked how I wanted to look, and realized still I was not happy. So, fast forward to, I think I was 26, 27. I want to say maybe like 27. I just stopped using testosterone. Because first off, there ended up being, we ended up getting a letter. Anybody who was transgendered, anybody that was transitioning and using testosterone that was sesame oil based ended up being contaminated, and you had to, the only thing that they had for you to use was a testosterone that was coconut oil based, I believe, and that ended up being more expensive. And I'm like, I'm not paying extra for this. I'm not doing it. I don't even want to put the needle to my ass to begin with. And so I just stopped taking the tea altogether. And fast forward into what was it? I'm blanking out because I'm getting so many realizations. It's all hitting me at once. But I ended up living in California in 2017, going into 2018, and I had the opportunity to get my surgery, my top surgery, my name change, and my gender change, all for free. For fucking free. That shit is so expensive and such a fucking process. And I had the opportunity to get that shit for free. So I'm sitting down, I'm in this big law firm office or whatever with a few other people who was also transitioning, and signing these papers. And I heard a voice inside of me. It was like my female voice, but it was also my childhood voice. And I said this on a TikTok video. It felt like as if I was having like an inward intervention. And so I didn't get the surgery. I ended up coming back home to Jersey. And it was rough, man. I had to go through another bout of dark night of the soul, and I was like, damn, man, like, I don't even know if I should continue on this path of just being transgender. So yeah, I was still binding after that, and still heavily in my masculine form. And but that's what stopped me from transitioning. That's what stopped me from furthering my transitioning. What stopped me from wearing the binder altogether and me wanting to explore being being a woman again, or a woman in general. Long story short, I saw myself in a vision where I was dressed fully fucking female, and I had my arm wrapped around a man who was, taller than me. I didn't know who he was, and I was like, is this what my future looks like. And there's so much more to that story. There's just so much more to that story. I feel like I'll make a series of this and go into detail. If you guys have any questions, I'll be cool to answer it. But it pushed me to want to explore a part of myself that I felt was robbed of me because I was so heavily sexually abused growing up. It was not a fucking joke. It was not a one-time thing. And that's not to take away from anybody who's only experienced that shit once. That shit is no joke. That shit sucks. Okay, but this was an every chance they got type of thing. And I couldn't escape it. And it was happening at such an early age that I didn't have a chance as a little girl to want to do. I didn't have a chance to have my own mindset. I was in survival mode immediately. I was in survival mode fucking immediately. And so I didn't. Something in my brain clicked and switched. There's so much more to this. There's just so much more to this. On a spiritual level, there's so much more to this. So I'll make another video on that. But I'm doing what I never got a chance to do as a little girl, which is to find out what it's like being feminine, you know. And with the exception of today and like one other day, because I ended up going on an ayahuasca trip, and that helped me out a lot with my trauma and everything that I've been through. Well, not everything, but it helped me out a lot. And when I came back is when I started fully getting back into my feminine self. And I live in a smaller town, so people think that I'm transgender now, and they didn't know I was transgender before. And it's crazy. There is so much more to this that I'm not talking about in this moment. I only wanted to make like a basic video. But let me tell you something. I was sexy as a man. You know what I'm saying? I was fine as fuck. And I could have continued if I wanted to, but not really, because what I wanted and what my true self wanted, because it was a mix of my feminine self, my younger self, and my higher self. That shit blew my mind, talking about something, please don't get rid of me. Bitch, you know how expensive this shit is? And I'm about to get this shit for free? And I couldn't wear my fucking leggings today. God, that shit is obnoxious. It's like my legs feel like tight bananas. When I take my fucking pants off and I peel them shits. Not even from being sweaty. It's not even from sweat at all. It's straight up from the leggings. They stick to your fucking legs. It's so constricting. And I see why dresses make more sense. You need some fucking air. You know what I'm saying? Your legs need some fucking pore. Your legs got pores. Alright? Your legs, your knees, your coochie, all that. Need some fucking air. Just sitting there wearing leggings. Fuck that shit. It's obnoxious. Wearing shirts that are like, I don't wear things that are like too revealing. I think leggings are revealing enough. I think tank tops are revealing enough, whatever style they may be in, but it's too much. And I'm so used to wrapping up my hair, and it looks good, and I'm very much about protecting my crown chakra. You have to. But at the same time, I miss my fro being out in the sun. I miss it communicating with the elements. And so nowadays I'm going back and forth between looking like a bad bitch, cause I'm fine as fuck regardless. I'm grateful, like um I've always been very androgynous, so I'm trying to embrace it all. But going back and forth, right now between masculine clothing and feminine clothing. I am so not a fan of most of what females wear. And the things that I wouldn't mind wearing so much, I have a lot of fear behind them. Like skirts. I'm not ever in my life, I don't think, I may try it on or some shit. I ain't going out in public wearing no fucking skirts. Maybe. And I say that because for me, even though you have underwear on, it's still easy access. I'm still very, very much not cool with that. Dresses, I've worn dresses before, and they're very nice. I like the flow and all that good shit. But I'm kind of looking like a little boy today, and it sucks because it's never what I truly wanted. And so all this to say, and I have a video on this. I should probably make another video following up on that. But if you're a parent, please ask your child if they've been sexually abused. Especially if you feel like your child is LGBTQ. Do your goddamn research. Don't kick your fucking children out like an asshole. Okay? Don't sit there and call your kids an asshole or get frustrated with your kids because you don't understand what's going on and you're too lazy to do your own fucking research. Okay? I don't fucking want to hear it. If you got 5 minutes out of your day where you see your child, you're having your beer and you're watching your same stupid TV shows, you can pause that show and ask how your child is doing and ask if they've been abused in any way, because you have no idea if they have or have not been. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not the type of person that's 100% in touch with their intuition, yeah, you most definitely are the motherfuckers that need to be asking, because it could have changed my life completely had my parents asked me if I was abused. But there's still so much more to that I'm just not going to talk about right now. So yeah, if you have any questions, hit me up. Check out my videos, like, subscribe, share, comment. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you something, I'm not playing a fucking victim here. I remember this guy, he made a comment on my video one time saying stop being a victim. I'm not being a victim. I'm telling my fucking story so that other people does not have to go down the same fucking route if they know what to ask themselves. It's not fucking hard. Okay? So back the fuck up with, if you feel overly sensitive and you don't have the emotional intellect to be able to speak what you feel rather than you want to attack me, you can also go fuck yourself. Okay? Keep it moving if this video is not for you. Alright? But this is for people out there who are detransitioning or thinking about detransitioning, or thinking about transitioning but not sure what's right. And I should make another video on transgender red flags. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I thank you for your love and support. Peace.